Right. We finished 6 question or we want to discuss this one?
We want to discuss 6 questions.
All right, sure. Okay, which of the following statements are correct regarding the generations of computers? So we have a kind of a generations of computers. So this is very common question. Okay, every time they will check this. Okay, every time they will check this. We just go through this part. I think this is under textbook. Can you remember this chapter? It is grade 10 or grade 11? Any idea? So generation of computers we have done, as you can remember.
Yeah, it's grade 10.
Yes, correct. It's grade 10, Puti. Grade 10, there's a chapter, right? So there will be a chapter. So that chapter, Puti, no, it has first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generations. Likewise, there are generations, right? So first generation, what was the technology? Second generation, what was the technology? Third generation, so on and so forth. We have to know each and every generation, what has happened, what are the most important points in each generation. Then only we know that, okay, in this generation, these things are happening, something like that. Because why I am saying that, they are asking many, like 3 or 4 questions out of this area in the MCQ. Because we know that we have a 40 questions. Out of 40 questions, at least 3 questions comes with generations. When you go through all the papers, you can see that there are many questions. At least 2 to 3 questions comes only this page. I will show you. Because we should know these things, because they are directly asking. This is very easiest questions, right? You can say those are in the, this is the area. Okay, what I'm talking about. This one. This is very important point. So what we have generations. We just go through one by one quickly. This is like a recapping. First generation. Don't worry, they will not ask year. You don't want to memorize this. Because you know, sometimes in O level ICT, we should have some memorizing part as well. Because if you cannot remember, that is the disadvantage for you. Let's say for first generation, definitely the technology is a vacuum tube, right? So you should know, okay, first generation, main technology, vacuum tubes, right? Vacuum tubes. Likewise, punch card are used for input, process, output. Sometimes they might ask, okay, which generation the punch card were used? Then only you should know, okay, first generation. So these are the key points. In the first generation, 2 technologies involving vacuum tubes and the punch card. Okay. When it's come to the software technology, we know that machine language and the assembly language. Because we know that, Pute, what do you mean by the machine language? It's nothing but machine language is, it's a birth of the language. Computer language started from machine language. Remember that. It starts from 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Let's say you want to add 2 numbers. A equal 10. This variable A, let's say integer type. Let's say int, a equal 10, for example. This int, pute, you have to represent from binary values like this. Int is this. A is like this. Then equal is like this. Each and every character or the symbol, there has to be some predefined bit pattern. We say a bit pattern. Normally, you know that our computer, which bit pattern we are using. Pute, can you remember? Our computer, which bit pattern we are using?
Binary. Binary, right?
Yeah, binary and pute, we are saying the special name for that. What's that? What's that?
I don't remember.
Hanori. So can you remember ASCII code? ASCII. This is in your syllabus. This is in all level, grade 11. Okay. What do you think? Right. So this is pute ASCII code. I will tell you what is the meaning of ASCII code. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay. This is ASCII code. This is how many bits are in the ASCII code? It is 7-bit. 7-bit binary pattern. Okay, pute. 7-bit binary pattern. 7-bit binary pattern, ASCII code. So this is the most frequent use code, right, in our computer system, right? Each and every character, each and every symbol, when you are entering pute, right, it will convert it to this ASCII code. Then only computer can understand. Very simple as that. So when you go to, I will show you, this is under your syllabus. I will go to textbook grade 11. That's what I am saying, that we have to jump, right, both books, because this syllabus is based on 2-year syllabus, right? Actually, this week I have changed my laptop because last week I got some issues because of that Google Meet and all. So I thought of, because I had a license from Microsoft Teams, that's what I am using Microsoft Teams, because this is so flexible, and that's what the morning my camera didn't work, now it's working. So this is the new laptop, because I used to recently started, that's what. Okay. Okay, this is grade 11. Okay. Textbook. This is your textbook. If I check ASCII code, should be capital. Wait. As I remember, it should be in the grade 10, 11. Okay. So it will still searching. Okay. So we jump to here. And here, machine language is that. That is you just remember earlier, the programmers has done more effect on writing the program, because every character they have to write on the bit pattern. Okay. Okay. Then, but after that, they got some release by introducing assembly language. What is this assembly language? Assembly language is, in other words, we can say assembly code, Puti. We are saying the assembly code. You know why this assembly code is very important? Assembly code, that machine language is very hard to remember. No? But assembly code, what they have introduced some special terms. For example, MUL. MUL means multiplication. Let's say we have here multiplication A0101 and A110. So this is the instruction set in your computer processor, CPU. It means that mul means multiplication. What we are going to multiplication? The values which is reside in this memory register and this memory register. For example, let's say, right? You have a computer memory, Pute. In your computer memory or the random access memory, which is a volatile memory, you have a memory addresses. Let's say A101, right? 01. This memory address value is 10. So there's another memory address. Let's say A1101. It has a memory value like 15. So if you run this instruction set in your computer by using CPU processing speed, what will happen? So they go with, right, these two values because they have to find first where this memory register and where this memory register, get the values, and 10 and 15 you are going to multiply. 10 into 15, 150, something like that. So this is a little bit, right, easier, little bit, right, lesser effect to the software developer rather than every time using binary language or ones and zero for every term. They use some terms, right? This is only one term I said. There are other terms as well. What? We have a add, we have a load function, add function, we have a sub function, right? Then we have a do function. These are some terms where we use in assembly language. Assembly language is far more easier than the machine language because it uses some structured English terms, right? Did you understand what I'm saying, Pute?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, 1 second, Pute. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, man. Oh, you don't have a okay. Oh. ඒක මේ මහත්මයා මම ඒක අයියට මේ අම්මට කිව්වා අම්මා එවිත්න්නේ આવොත් තමයි ගෙවන්න වෙන්නේ කියලා. චෝ. හරි. All right. Okay, Budhi. Here, okay, assembly language is now you are okay. What is this stored program concept? I think last week also I have mentioned this. Can you remember? Stored program concept, Pute. This is who introduced
Yes.
this? Von Neumann. Von Neumann. Von Neumann. So normally we are learning in grade 11 the von Neumann architecture. So this is the memory and it is regarding computer memory and the CPU, Pute. We have a random access memory or the main memory, and we have a CPU. So there's a core relationship in between these two, RAM and the ROM. Sorry, RAM and the CPU. So this relationship will be introduced by the concept called von Neumann architecture. The von Neumann is the person who introduced this system to the world. He has mentioned this name as a stored program concept. Stored program concept. So our all architecture, our all hardware architecture, all the computer architecture, right? CPU and the RAM. So when it's come to the hardware level, so this is the base, right? So this is a right very good step in computer world those days. So after introducing this von Neumann architecture, every vendor, right, implement this into their computer systems when they are making the hardware components like CPU and the RAM. Okay, the circuit board, motherboard. We say that motherboard. All right. So you have to remember this von Neumann architecture or the stored program concept Pute introducing first generation. Now we have to key things. You have to remember in a first generation, sometimes they might ask, basically they are asking what are the technologies. You can say it is a vacuum tube and the punch card. Okay. And the software, machine language and the assembly language. Sometimes they ask which, this like they are asking like this, which generation the birth of the assembly language started. Then you saw birth of the assembly language. Okay, we learned that birth of the assembly language is first generation. Even though machine language also introduced in the first generation, the same generation the assembly language also introduced. Okay, so that's how the question comes. Are you clear with that, Pute? In the first generation, what are the main features? I think you can understand this first generation main concept. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, in the same generation, you can see high heat generation. Why put a high heat generation? I think you can see when I will show you some computers. Then you can understand. Right? For example, let's say first generation computers, Pute, you just think about these sizes. It's a very big size, huh? See, it's like a room, no? Very big. So what about so this is about the vacuum tube. You can understand. Right? So these are vacuum tubes. Right? So this is the vacuum tube they use in the first generation computers. So you can see first generation computers, right? It was very big in size. So because of the size of the computers, because of the heavy and the big sizes of the computer, what do you think about the power generation? Do we need more power or less power?
They need more power.
Yeah, yes, we should provide more power. When you provide more power means, Pute, there is no cooling system. There was no cooling system like like today. Because those technology were introduced later. How your computer processor, how your computer hardware will be, right, cool. or will be making a low temperature, even though it is using, keep on using, right, every time. So that technology weren't there those days. But now we have that technology. We have a cooling system now. I think you have seen that some computers nowadays we can put water, water in a desktop. Half away you can put a water, right? There are computers, the motherboard and all, it is working in a water acid. You can think that it's like different technologies are introduced in the world, right, to the world. So what I'm saying is, earlier first generation computer, because of the size of the computer, they need more power. When you are providing more power, those computers were heated so highly. So high heat generation means that. That's the idea. Okay, slow in processing. Yes, this is birth of the computer. So it's slow. It was slow those days. Large in size. Yes, it was like a particular room, like 10 by 10 feet room, the computer size. You just imagine. So not portable. Yes, you can't carry here and there. It's in the same place because of the size of the computer. You can't move. Portable, not portable. Consume a lot of electricity. Yes, we have discussed this because of the size of the computer, right? We should give more power. The power consumption is very high in the first generation. And even though those things are there, this was the very first time computers in this earth. Because of that, they are very expensive, but no one is introducing these computers at that time, right? So we know that IBM is the very famous and the very first and initial, right, computer organization. Nowadays also, right, it is there, it is exit in a bigger level, IBM, right? All right. So what is this ENIAC? I think this is the very first electronic computer, electrical, numerical, interchange, and computer. I think you should know this name. Sometimes they might ask abbreviation. What do you mean by abbreviation, Pute? Any idea? What does term mean? Abbreviation? Abbreviation means what?
Uh, I am, but it's like using for a short something.
Yes.
I don't know.
Very good. Yes, abbreviation. That is correct, Pute. Let's say they are asking what is the abbreviation of, what is the meaning of this abbreviation? ENIAC. You should know. This is electronic, numerical, right? Interchange and computer. Electronic, numerical. So ENIAC. So sometimes they might ask, because this is your syllabus. In a first generation computer, को say ENIAC. Electronic, numerical, integrator and computer. So this is the term. So they will give 4 answers, and one answer is this. Say if you don't know this abbreviation correctly, you will lose your mark. So that's what I am saying. Remember, you some memorize things. I think better you should have a small writing book, like small short notebook, something. So need to write, you can write need to memorize for the ICT exam, O level. First one you can say, okay, ENIAC. Then you should know what is this. Electronic, numerical, integrator and computer. Right? That's how. This one. They will mostly ask this. Electronic, numerical, integrator and computer. integrator, and computer. So this is the meaning of this ENIAC. This is the first electronic computer in the world. They might ask as MCQ question. So you see, there are a lot of questions we are discussing. This is actually we are here also we are right in indirectly we are discussing MCQ questions because these questions are familiar in every paper. You will see when you do the past papers. Okay, let's move to the second generation. Second generation, mostly they might ask the technology transistors. Okay. So I think you are aware about the transistors. Sometimes they might show some pictures. In a printed paper, they will show some pictures and ask you what is this. Then you should know what is this transistors. So this is the transistor. These things are transistors. Got it? Right? Transistors. These transistors are used in second generation computer. Okay. Now, what is the most important part of this other? What are the other features of this second generation language? Birth of the high level programming language starting from the second generation. This is a very key point you have to remember. Birth of the high level. Birth of high level programming language. High level, there are many high level programming languages. We have a COBOL, Fortran, right? So we have some high level programming language, right? And still they are using the second assembly language also under second generation computers. They use this. And for the other one, when you compare with the first generation, second generation features comparing the first generation, size is smaller and a less heat generation and less power consumption. Comparatively faster. Comparative means compare with what? Compare with first generation computer, it is faster. Second generation. And expensive. Okay. So these are the second generation computers. The most famous computer in the second generation, IBM 7030. And UNI-VAC also very famous. UNI-VAC, right? So, because I have seen that these questions, they might ask in different years, Pute. That's what I am talking about these things, right? We can't skip these things. So this is the UNVAC computer. You can see that. Right? It is like a handy computer, but it is still, this is in the second, it was the second generation computer. It was big in size those days as well. Now I think, we never use these computers, but this is a history. History. But they are asking history, right? We can't forget history because most of the questions come from the history of the IT. Like 5 to 6 marks. Universal automatic computer. So this is the meaning. UNI means universal. UNIV means see how this name come universal. UNIV, right? Universal, right? Universal. In universal, first 4 character they take. Universal. AC means automatic computer. The first commercial general purpose. This is the commercial one. Remember. Right? This is the commercial one. Commercial general purpose electronic digital compute. Universal automatic compute. I think you are familiar with this now. What is this? Right. So this universal, see, it is actually these two, this universal automatic compute also very first time introduced in the first generation, remember. Then ENIAC and UNIVAC, both computers introduced in the first generation. Okay. Second generation also, this is very famous. It was famous. And this also famous. But remember, sometimes they might ask, UNIVAC introduced in which generation? This is first generation. Not the second generation. Second generation also it was used those period as well. But it was introduced by the first generation. And other one is ENIAC. ENIAC was also introduced by, it was introduced by first generation. So first generation, there are two computers introduced mainly, ENIAC and UNIVAC. Okay, I think now first and second is okay to you. And sometime you can see tape. This is talking about the tape drives. We have a tape drives, Puti. I will show you what is this tape drives. Right? So you should have understanding about what is this tape. Tape drives in second generation. See, these are the tapes, Puti. Right? These are the tapes. Right? Tape. It's like a cassette. Right? So the tape is rotating. So data is in a magnetic field because tape drives, we have a magnetic media. This is a magnetic media. See, magnetic tape. So this is a magnetic tape. You can see this was used by the second generation computer, mostly this thing, right? This way. These are second generation computers. Tape drives. Right. So when it's come to the third generation, Puti, third generation technology is IC, integrated circuit. You should know the technology, integrated circuit. Right? High capacity disk for secondary storage. They use high capacity secondary storage. That means hard disk, floppy disk, tape drives likewise. Keyboard and mouse for see, birth of the keyboard and mouse comes with the handy in third generation. Remember the key important feature that was happening in the third generation was operating system introduced to the world. OS. Right? Operating system was introduced in the third generation computers. So that is the main, in third generation, you don't need to remember much things. One thing you have to remember, integrated circuit was introduced by the third generation computers and the birth of the operating system also introduced by the third generation computers. Right? And when you comparatively look at with the second generation, size is small, less power generation, expensive, low power consumption, something like that. These things are comes in handy features. So third generation computer, remember key points. Introduce technologies, ICs, integrated circuit, and the birth of operating system happened in third generation computers era. Okay, are you clear up to now?
Yes, I'm clear.
Okay, Bhuti, I will show you what is this integrated circuit. So you sometimes they will give some pictures and introduce integrated circuits in third generation. See, these are ICs, right? You have to understand how the what was the look like it was. Currently also we are mostly use these ICs in our random access memory. Most of the modern computer also, see, most of the ICs are using. Without IC, nothing is happen. Even this was introduced in the third generation computers, still we are using these technologies, right? So that's why these technologies are evolving, changing. But the technology, what kind of things changes? Speed, accuracy, right? Portability, those features only change, but technology is the same. They are adding some colors to the technology and make it smoother, make it faster, make it easier. Likewise. Okay. So when it's come to the fourth generation computers, so let's see what are the main things happen in the fourth generation. Fourth generation computers with a technology introduced the microprocessor. Nowadays we use microprocessor as a processor, as the CPU. So these fourth generation computers, the birth of microprocessor comes. Okay. And remember, in the fourth generation computers, this is the era Microsoft introduced into the world most of the time, right? Not the Microsoft, this Unix system. Microsoft came after that. So here, Pute, you can see OS and OS with GUI.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that?
Okay. Pute, fourth generation computers. Okay. Fourth generation computers, what is the main feature? Microprocessor. Or you can say processor. Or in other words, CPU. This is the technology. Nowadays also we use processors. No? So same technology still we are using processor. Let's say your computer, what is the most important part of your computer? Processor, CPU, microprocessor. Okay, and there's a technology, not only the microprocessor, large scale. It's like this. We have an integrated circuit. We have a large scale integrated circuit. We have a VLSIC, very large scale integration circuit. Integrated circuit will be developed through the time, or integrated circuit evolving. First introduced in the integrated circuit, we know that it was introduced by third generation computer generations. But Pute, it has been introduced, it has been evolving in the fourth generation computers, and they have stepped up 2 steps. One step is they have introduced large scale integrated circuit, and they have come up with a very large scale integrated circuit. So large scale integrated circuit and a very large scale integrated circuit introducing fourth generation computers. Okay. And one other thing, these personal computers, optical disks, floppy disks was handy in this generation, introducing this generation. and OS with GUI. Introducing this word in the 4th generation. But OS, birth of the OS is which generation? Can you remember? Birth of the OS?
Third generation.
Very good. Birth of the OS with the 3rd generation. Right? But OS is GUI. GUI means graphical user interface, where we have graphics, colors, animations, windows, icons, menus, pointers, features. These are the main feature in the GUI. So now we are using GUI. Let's say now I am using Windows 11. This is the latest OS in Windows. So it has icons, see, Windows. So we have Windows, right? These everyone is a window. That's why we say Windows. This also window. This also window. Window. Right? These are windows. But with the icons, these are icons. See, taskbar icons, desktop icons. These are icons. I have icons. Okay. Menus. What are the menus? When you open the whatever the things, let's say these are menus. When you look at this we have here we have menus. These are menus. When you click, we are getting scroll down, right? So menus are there. We have menus. Menu features are there, right? We have features. We have features, something like that. Menus. So Windows icon menu pointer is see my cursor. Cursor is moving here and there every time. This is cursor. This is called pointer. So graphical user interface having those 4 features handy every time. Remember. That's why we use graphical user interface. Okay. Right. So let's see like this. Windows OS introduced by which generation? Microsoft Windows was introduced in the 4th generation computers operating system which spanned 1980s, focused on personal computers. Microsoft released very first version Windows 1.0 1985 as a graphical user interface shell that runs on the top of the MS-DOS. Right? So 4th generation personal computer which give birth to Windows and other graphical interfaces. So Windows 1.0 C 1985, that means first generation. Sorry, 4th generation. Right? So 4th generation computers, so we can here you can put Windows OS also. But it's not under your syllabus, but you should know, right? They didn't mention that Windows both birth in this generation, but Windows is birth in 1985, right? 1.0 introduced. So it was in the 4th generation, not only the Unix operating system. So OS with GUI mostly go with the 4th generation computers. Okay. Okay. Now put these computers, because the personal computers introduced in this generation. So it will be portable, upgradable, all the features came in handy. Okay. Okay. Fifth generation. Fifth generation computers in present. Ultra large scale integration. See, now you have to remember these three. Third generation, integrated circuit introduced. Birth of the integrated circuit comes in third generation. Then fourth generation, right? Large scale integration circuit and very large scale integration circuit introduced to the world. Then fifth generation, Pute, right? Ultra large scale integration introduced. Ultra large scale integration. Okay. So internet introduced by this language, this generation. Remember, this is the very first time, right? This is the main feature. This artificial intelligence introduced in the fifth generation. AI introduced to the world from fifth generation. Now you know what will happen. Without AI, now we can't survive. You should know this. Even you are in IT, we are learning IT, right? Now, not the problem is this. Not only IT, if you do finance, if you do marketing, if you do HR, whatever you do, nowadays without AI, you can't survive. AI took all the right power into that. Now, if you are failure with AI technologies, you cannot survive in this world. Remember that. So better to start learning AI. Because next 50 years, fully AI journey, AI life journey will happen. A lot of technologies will come in handy through the AI. Right? So artificial intelligence. So this is the era, right? This will, boom. It will boom the IT industry because of the AI. There are disadvantages also. Many jobs are losses, because most of the times we are replacing the humans work through the AI. Let's say earlier we had 10 people, 10 employees in the company. We put the computer and the AI system, and only one is there. Only one is needed to manage the AI. All 9 employees should go out. They will lose their job. That's what happening nowadays. That is the sad story because of the AI. But what are the good stories? Because you can easily work done. You don't want to put more effort, right? So that is the advantage. So there are, right, pros and cons, right? So see, handwriting recognition, voice recognition, character recognition. Remember, if some questions ask AI technology, whatever AI, it could be voice recognition, hand recognition, right? Smart, smart recognitions, whatever things, it is in the fifth generation. Are you clear in this? Apute?
Yes, sir. I'm
Okay.
clear.
Remember, so see, these are kind of a recapping things, because without recapping things, only do the question is not effective to you. That's what I am jumping to the syllabus. I am digging into that, comes to the questions again. So only do the questions, right? Not effective to your point of view. So you will memorize what when I teaching, you will memorize because you already learned these things, right? You have to learn these things earlier. So if you are not learning these things, now is the time, at least you have to get the idea. Okay. Now, I think you are familiar with this. Now, just try out this question, Pute, by yourself. Give me the answer for this. Question number 6, give me the answer.
Third one, sir. B and C only.
Third one, B and C only. Okay, let's see whether your answer is correct or. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the generation of computers? Okay. Transistors were introduced of first generation computer. See, very easy, no? You know these transistors are in which generation, Pute?
Second generation.
Very good, second generation. Then you know exactly this is wrong. That means when you see this A as answer, it will get wrong. So this wrong, and this wrong. You don't want to look at this question even. You can straight away, you can straight away click this because you already know this A is not comes as an answer. So see, but they have mentioned A for all 3 possible answers. So you can eliminate like this. So this is the way you have to choose right answers and you have to find the correct answer. Easiest method, what I am talking. You don't want to look at this even because you have to save your time. You have to protect your time. Because some questions you have to spend some time. Remember, some MCQ you have to spend time. So you have to save some time. You have to save times to invest those questions by having answers very quickly. This kind of a questions. That's not my point. This is like a handy way of writing the marking the answers in the MCQ. You don't even look at this because you already know this is wrong. You just check whether these are A is here, then not come. Here not come, here then you don't want, you just click this and go to the other question. This is how I am guiding to the student because then you will get saving time for some question which is hard. Then you can spend that time. Remember, we are targeting to get A, not A, not B, not C. We don't need this. Right? If you are learning IT from me, definitely you have to get A pass today, right? Because I am teaching for that A to get the A, not any B or C. We don't need this. In order to get B and C, you don't know, you don't need to go to classes, right? Why I am doing classes, especially to get a pass to the student. That's only that's the only courage I have to give a pass to the student. Okay. Now see, if this kind of a generation questions comes again after today, I won't teach anything because I already done that part. Right? But this first paper, we have to spend more time because we are covering up the theories and go with the question. Remember that. Sometimes you feel that okay, we still in a 6th question, we still on the 7th question. Yes, very first time, it takes time. Because we are covering up the syllabus areas, not just right asking the questions and answer, go to the next question. No. But first paper, it takes time. Because of why? We are digging into the questions. We are digging into the syllabus area. Right? But when the same type of question comes, we don't go to the syllabus area. I ask you to answer. and we'll proceed like that. Okay. So first paper, it takes time because we are covering up the areas. Then when you do 2021, 22, we don't do much things. We just ask the question, right? And if there are any doubt only, we will teach and we'll go to the next question. That's how. But for the moment, we have to spend some time with the syllabus area. Okay, question number 7. Kamalasiri access the official web portal government of Sri Lanka, right? www.government.lk to get details about the government web directory. Okay. Which of the following service was obtained by Kamalasiri from the Sri Lanka government of web portal? Okay. So as I know, this syllabus is, I think, this is in grade. This
10.
is in grade 10. We'll see on grade 10. This is e-government, right? This is e-governance. As I remember, it is under e-governance. Because e-governance introduced a technology to their consumers, businesses. We have a G2C, government to consumers. Then we have G2C. Yeah, that is government to consumer. Then we have to G2G, government to government. Then we have to G2B, government to businesses. And we have to go G2E, government to employees. Those 4 points you should know. Definitely there's a question comes to you all in the 2026 paper. Right? It is obvious. I think this is on to not sure this is level.
No, sir, it's on page number 8.
8. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Check with the 8. Oh, okay. Here we go. We found it. Okay. When a government communicate with the citizens, right? Citizens mean, yeah, this is G2C means not the consumer, G2C. It's a government to citizens. Citizen means people who live in the country. Very simple as that, right? Companies, that is businesses, government to government organization, non-government organization with other government on different countries. Using ICT, it is called e-government. So that's what I said, e-government. E-government. E means electronic government. So very simple, you have to remember, there are government organization, they use information technology, ICT, to provide their services to the citizens living in that country, or the companies or the businesses who have doing the businesses in that country, and other government and other non-government organization who is dealing with mostly government organizations, and the employees who are working in the government industry or the government sector. For example, teachers, right? Government, a lot of government organization are there. For example, let's say, right, we say that business developers, business development officers, we say that, right? development, DO, development officers, right? Those are the government sector employees. You know, government sector employees also need some data from the government. Okay, so the purpose of the e-government is they are providing some services to the four sector. Citizen, that is G2C, government to citizens. Then we have a G2B, government to businesses, and G2G, government to government, and G2E, government to employee. Okay. So we'll just think about, just focus on this one, government to citizen. Let's say I am a citizen, you are a citizen. What kind of a services, very simple, huh? What kind of a services you can achieve through the government, e-government sector, e-government principle. That means, let's say nowadays, if you have a vehicle, Pute, you can renew your license, right? You can renew your driving license through the online platform, right? Renewal of vehicle license. So I will show you, then you can understand. Because recently I have update, I have got this vehicle insurance and sorry, license also. Get renewal of driving license. See, gov.lk, government. So Department of Motor Traffic. So this is the one of the service they are providing to the, right? See, Department of Motor Traffics. What are services? Vehicle first registration, new driving license, vehicle ownership transfer, driving license renewal, vehicle information, right? So you can have appointment, something like that. Let's say driving license renewal. Here we go. Online vehicle revenue license, that is ආදායම් බලපත්‍ර. අපි කියන්නේ සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ, we are saying, you know, revenue license. So you should get a ආදායම් බලපත්‍ර by Sinhala. So let's say other province, you can click here. See, government.lk, right? So you can see check status. First or renew license. So you should have a login. You have to put, let's say, I forgot my password. So if I forgot, you can renew. I think still that mail doesn't come. I see. Reset password. I'm going to reset my password. No. See, now they are asking registration now. Now I have login. Now this is my account. See, my name is there. So this is the kind of services. I am a citizen. I want to renew my license. Renew. Right? So revenue license. I can update my revenue license. Renewal of revenue license. So this is the government to citizen one service. Right? I just want to show you. Right? So that is one. So what are the other services I can get? Yes, I can pay payment of utility bills. Possible. Right? Renewal of vehicle license, as I showed you. So I can get government information services. There's some hotline and also there. But there are website, constitutions, that is some rules and regulations, legal systems, law, map of Sri Lanka, list of government, other organization, whatever the organization you want to find, you can get it. So these are the services which is provided by the G2C, government to citizen, right? Government to citizen, very easy to understand. What are these G2G? Government to government organization. Let's say I want to talk, let's say I'm a government organization. I want to get some detail about the Indian government organization. So I can check their government to government organization, their government law. Let's say now Indian government need to get some idea about the tourist, how the Sri Lankan, how our Indians are comes to the Sri Lankan to visit, what kind of services they can get, what are the benefits they will get, what kind of areas they can visit, right? So those things will be provided to the Indian citizenship, because government, each and every government responsible to providing services to their citizens. So in order to provide their citizens, they have to provide, they should know what is other government rules and regulations. So they should publish somewhere in their website. Let's say now Indian people, Indian guy want to come to Sri Lanka, how the visa should process. So they want to go to Indian embassy, and how the visa process happen. So those services should be provided government to government, not only India. It could be a Pakistan, it could be a USA, UK. Each government to government organization, government to government relationship is there. So that's what their services. Okay. Okay. Now government to business. Let's say in Sri Lankan, there are most of the people doing businesses. So people who are doing businesses, they need to get some information. What kind of information? Sometimes how to start BR. BR means business registration. Let's say you want to start the IT company. How I can start IT? How I can start? How I can go with the startup? We say startup means new starting new businesses. What are the laws? What are the payment I have to pay to the government? All the information should be given by the government. So there are websites. You can go and visit those websites and get those information. How to start the business registration, what form should be I fill, and where I have to go. Am I go to the divisional secretarial and get the form, and I have to fill the BR application form, and where I have to go to, again I have to go to the fire brigade. You have to pay for the fire brigade for the location of 1 year charge, something like that, right? Because I have done these things, because I started my own businesses about hardnet services when I was in Unilever. I had a company earlier, so which is IT company. Because of the COVID situation, I couldn't run the business properly. So because of, I give up the business and I started again my education site. So because there are website Puti, right? If you want to start the businesses, you can get all the, let's say how the payment services should go, right? Sometimes the businesses, the government, they are taking tax. They are not mentioning here. It could be a business tax and the individual tax is separately. Sometimes we have to pay what you have earned to the government, right? Pay tax, payee tax. So payee tax you have to pay each and every, right, employee or the businesses. So those information you can get. If you are running the business, definitely you have to pay the tax. Then where to pay the tax? And if you are going to invest, how you are going to invest? Right? Sometime. So that is to government to businesses. Then lastly, we have to discuss about this employee, government to employee. Yes, very essential. Let's say you are a government employee. So you should aware of the circulars. Circulars means government. When the government, each and every government organization, they are releasing some rules and regulation, use circulars, gazette. අපි කියන්නේ gazette නිවේදන කියලා, right? They are releasing gazette. This gazette will be approved by the parliament. After parliament approved, then gazette will be released to the each and every government organizations. According to those gazette only, these things are happening. So employees should aware these gazettes and circulars. Sometimes the circular comes, okay, you have to start 8:30 and the 5:30. So time has been changed. So that is passed by the government. So you should aware. If you are a government employee, you should aware what are the new circulars comes. Sometimes, let's say, new employees, new recruitment happen in a government organization. New teachers are, registered, right? So new teacher registrations happen. That means you can apply for the teacher post if you are having the government degree or the whatever the degree, right? So that is comes with the gazette. Circulars come mostly for the employee rules within that organization. Some circulars will be passing. Okay. Sometimes government need this employee need loan facilities. So how you can get a loan from the government? Because you are a government employee, you can get a loan. So what are the loan procedures? What kind of a property you have to show to get the loans? So those all details you can get from some website. That is through government to employee. This is mostly related to the employees who need some services from the government. Remember that. Forms, gazette, circulars, information about the loan and all. Okay, is there any place where you can understand? Let me know. Now, are you clear with these 4 categories?
Yeah, sir, I'm clear with this. For
Nice. Okay, now, okay, Mute, can you, okay, I will show the question. Can you go with the answer, Mute? You select this answer. What would be the answer for 7?
second one, sir, because he is a citizen, that's why he's a government citizen.
Okay. Yes, let's say Kamalasiri access the official web portal of the government. Okay. Actually, we also access now, right? A minute ago, we access this, right? To get details about the government web directly. That means he wants to information about the government web. For example, sometime it may be find in some other government organization, some information about the government, right? But okay. Which is the following service obtained by the Kumarasari from Sri Lanka government web portal, right? So his web portal for government. Okay. So normally, because this government.lk is provided to the most of the services who is provided to the citizens in the particular country. It could not be in Sri Lanka, it could be India, whatever the government, they are providing some services to their own government web portal to their citizen. Very simple as that. So as you said, the answer is government to citizen. Correct. Very good. Okay, now I will give a question. Let's say there is a person called Amal, and he wants to know what is the process of starting the business. What kind of a service you will provide out of these four?
It's government to business, because he wants to start a business. So it's
Yes.
gonna
Government to business. Correct. Good. Let's say another example. Let's say Kamala is there. Kamala planning to get a loan facility from their government office. What kind of a service, from where she can get the service?
it's also government to business, or it's government to citizen. It's government to business.
Government to business. Okay, but Pute, I said that Kamala planning to get a loan facility and from their government office. Then this Kamala is working as an employee. If a Kamala is working as an employee, what would be the correct answer? Government to?
Government to employee.
Yes, government to employee. Not the businesses, not the government to government, or not the government to citizen. Because Kamala planning to get a loan facility from their government office. Very simple. That means Kamala saying that, okay, Kamala is an employee because from their government office, they are getting some, they want to apply some loan. Then it is a government to employee. Let's say Pereira needs to understand the OT hours of his government office he work. What do you think?
So what's the question? Like,
Pereira needs to understand the OT hours of his government office he work. So he want to get an idea about the OT hours.
so it's government employee.
Yes. Government to employee. Correct. What else? Okay. Let's say somebody let's say this one. Sri Lankan government wants to know about, let's say, not Sri Lanka, Indian government wants to know about how the visa process carrying in Sri Lanka. So from which services of the government they can provide. Indian government wants to know about how the visa process carried in Sri Lanka. What do you think? Okay, can you hear me?
So it's government to government.
Yeah, it's government to government, correct. Because Indian government wants to know about how the visa process carried in Sri Lanka. Yes. Because we know that those see, diplomatic and visa information, it is under government to government. Right? Let's say another example, last example. If other country tourists wants to get information about tourist details in Sri Lanka.
It's also government to government.
Yes, why? What's the reason?
Like under the government to government, a guide for tourists. So he's a tourist, so he want to know.
Yes. If the other country tourist wants to get the information about the tourist details, because tourist details of the let's say our country tourist details show to the some other countries. So that is a government to government. So our government organization has a tourist department. From the tourist department, they will highlight the whatever the tourist information to the other government. So then other government organization are very familiar about the tourism. Yes. I think you have a good idea now.
Yes,
So
I got a very good idea.
yeah, whatever the question comes, you are okay with that form area. We don't know which questions comes, Pute. That's what we have to look at all the possible things. We without we can't skip these things. We don't know the questions which way they are asking. That's all. Okay, question number 8, Pute. Which of the following contain only the example of the operating system? Okay, just try out this. What would be the answer?
First one, because the other answers have Window Explorer, does not the operating system.
Yes, very good. This Windows Explorer is only the feature. Feature of the operating system. Feature. Not the, they are asking OS, operating system. Let's say, operating system, we have Windows. Earlier, we have a Windows, let's say, we starting from XP, Windows XP. Then we have a 7, we have 8, we have 8.1, we have Windows 10. Now we have Windows 11. So this is Windows. Then we have a Linux. We have a Ubuntu. Right? We have a Fedora. We have a CentOS. We have a Debian. We have a Isuru Linux. We have a Kali Linux. So these are the Linux versions, for example. There are many flavors of the Linux. We have a Macintosh, Mac OS, right? Macintosh, Mac OS Air, Mac Air. Then mobile application, we have Android. We have iOS. These are OS. This is mobile OS. Right? So likewise, we have many operating systems. So they are talking about the operating system. We know that operating system, what's the operating system? Operating system.
Open system.
No. Operating system
No.
is open source. Open source.
Open source.
Yeah, you mean that open source operate. Open source is a Linux. That means we cannot freely download, we cannot freely use, we can distribute, we can change. The open source means the source code is open. How they made that operating system, the code is available in the internet. You can download and you can use it, and you can put your name as it. That is called open source. But we have other one is a proprietary, PROPRIETARI, proprietary system. Proprietary means they are not releasing their source code. For example, Android, Apple, Macintosh, Mac, or Windows. Those are not freely available in the internet. So you have to pay the license. You have to get the operating system by having the license. They only give all the trial OS.
So what is mean by OS, like open system? It's freely available in the internet. It's mean open system also.
No. Don't mix up here. Operating system means OS means operating system, not the open system. Don't forget this. OS means operating system. Operating
so what
system.
is mean by what is mean by open system then?
No, there is a open source, Buti.
Okay.
Open source. So see, operating system can be divided into two parts. We have open source. We have a proprietary OS. Open source means the operating system freely available in the internet. It's a free to use. For example, Linux versions. Linux. But here Windows, it's not free to use, Puti. But it will give trial version. But after 30 days, you have to get a license. Otherwise, they will disable the main functions of the operating system. They say that Windows is not genuine because you didn't get a license. This is not the main difference is this is the commercial product. Commercial product. This is open source product. Open source. You don't want to buy this. You can freely download and use it. Here you have to buy this. Open source proprietary. Right? So operating system is what? Normally, it is a main control program. Main control program in your computer. Main control program in your computer. Main control program. Let's say you have a laptop, for example. Let's say you buy a laptop when you go to the Unity Plaza or Bumblebee somewhere, you buy a laptop, brand new laptop. Let's say 150,000. But Pute, they have given the laptop without operating system, no OS, no OS. Can you use this laptop? Can you use this laptop without OS? What do you think? Pute? Can you use this laptop? When you buy a laptop, but you bought a laptop without OS. Sometimes they will say, okay, this is having no OS, you have to install the OS. What do you think? Can you use this laptop? Can you hear me, Pute? You are not audible. Am I audible to you? Am I audible to you? I think I am not. You cannot hear me.
I'm sorry, sir. This is first time I'm using this. I'm struggling with this one.
No. No, Pute, I am asking.
So can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I will repeat a question. Wait. Let's say this is the laptop. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I know I can.
Okay, this is the laptop, Pute. You buy this, let's say you bought a laptop from Unity Plaza somewhere in Bumblebee or whatever place without OS. Without OS. Can you use this?
I have no idea.
Okay, Pute, without OS, how you can do the laptop? No, how you can use the laptop? You can't, no. So operating system should be there. So see, now this is my laptop. See, this is my laptop, right? I said this is my new laptop. So this is what? This is my operating system, no? I have operating system. Okay, this is my operating system. Let's say I bought a laptop without this OS, nothing installed, no operating system installed in your computer. Can you use it? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, we can use that. We can't use it.
We cannot use it, right?
Yeah.
You cannot use without OS. How you can use?
Yeah.
It's like just a metal and the iron. It's just a screen and the plastic keyboard is there, but nothing is there because no OS.
Yeah, we can't use it.
Yeah, we cannot use Pute without OS. It's like this. So without operating system, that means if you have a laptop, it's a hardware, no? It's a hardware.
Yeah.
Today, hardware alone is useless. Hardware alone is useless. It's like a metal. It's like a iron. It's like just a plastic. So once you got the laptop, let's say then you use the pen drive or you have a pen drive or you have a thumb drive or you have a flash drive, USB, and you install the operating system. Now you are going to install the operating system. After installing, Oh, man, everything is working. Now your display is coming, right? Keyboard, mouse is working. Touchpad is working. Everything is working. Camera is working. Everything is working. Okay. So that means if you install the operating system into the hardware, this is the hardware part. Then what we do it, you are going to install the OS. Then only hardware get the power to working. Okay, Windows. For example, Windows 10. Then after installing operating system, can you think, let's say you install operating system. But let's say you want to install, you want to write a letter. Can you do it now? Write a letter. Okay, can you do it? By using this laptop.
Yeah, we can do it.
But remember, only you install the operating system only. Let's say you have operating system only. Windows 10 you already installed. After installing Windows 10 or operating system, can you write a letter?
Yeah, we can
How?
use that Windows.
With Windows? By using Windows, can you write a letter?
By using the operating system again, or
See, Pute, operating system is a main control program in your computer. But in order to write a letter, create some Excel sheet and all, you have to install what? Application software. Am I right? Application software. For example, you have to install Office package. Am I right? Office 365 or Microsoft Office 2019 or Microsoft Office 2016. You have to install this. What are those? These are application softwares. That's how this application software come in handy. After installing operating system, only you have to install the application software. You have to, let's say you want to browse the internet, you have to install the Google Chrome. Let's say you want to do the Python program, you have to install the Python software. Let's say you want to do Photoshop, you have to install the Photoshop software. Let's say you want to read the PDF reader, you have to install the PDF or Adobe Acrobat Reader. Let's say you want to look at the movies and all, you have to install the VLC player. Got it?
yeah, we
See
can't.
the, yes, see the relationship. Hardware,
Yeah, no,
okay, I think you can understand. Hardware alone is useless. In order to get the utilization of all the hardware devices, get the maximum usage of the hardware devices, you have to install the operating system. You have to install the operating system.
yeah.
Yeah, then only, but even you install the operating system, under operating system, you have to install the application softwares. For example, Office package, Photoshop, Google Chrome, VLC player, Excel, PowerPoint, everything. Then only you can work. So finally, it's like this, right? This is hardware. This is hardware. This is hardware. Then we know that hardware alone is useless. Then we have to install the operating system. Let's say this is software. This is the operating system. I am going to install now. operating system. Then again, I have to install application software in the middle. We have application software. So this relationship you should know. Here operating system such as we can say Windows 10. In application software, you can have a Microsoft Office package. Hardware, laptop or desktop without OS. Can you understand this relationship now?
Yes.
Okay, can you draw this somewhere? Now, by next week only, I will give some small notes as well. You have to write it down. So you
No,
should have.
now I'm writing this one.
Yeah, you have to write this.
I'm not every single point.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not giving every time writing.
No, sir, I'm just not noting things that something needs some.
Important. Okay, good. Finish writing?
Yes, I'm done. Yeah.
Right. Good. So Puthe, the relationship between like this, you have to remember hardware alone is useless, right? It's like a metal, right? When you buy a laptop or desktop without operating system, no use, no point. Once you install the operating system like Windows 10 or Linux or Macintosh, whatever the Mac OS, then only you can use the computer. Okay. But even when you install the operating system, only you can't use the machine perfectly. You have to install some application software which is necessary to use. So what do you mean by the application software? Is the software which is intended to do the use for special task. For example, word processing applications. Word processing application only used to create letters, create memos. Or on the other hand, we can have a presentations applications. Why we use presentation application? To create nice look and feel presentations. Then again, the spreadsheet application. Why we use spreadsheet application? To create some calculations, arithmetic calculations, some formulas through the Excel. We can do it. Let's say why we install web browsing software, for example, Mozilla Firefox or the Google Chrome, to internet access easily, right? Why we use the photo editing software like Photoshop? To do the photo editing. So specific applications, specific tasks will be done. So after installing operating system, only we can have a application software get installed into the computer. Then only, that is the process. That is the process. Okay. Did you understand?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Right. So Pute, normally application software, normally computer software, it's like this, no? Software normally mainly divided into the applications and the system. Application software and we have a system software. System software again divided into two parts. We have a utility software. We have operating system. That's how the system software is. What do you mean by the system software is this is the software used to manage hardware resources. And provide services to the computer. That is called system software. What is that? Then application software. Application software means used to get certain tasks only. We use application software. For example, word processing. Spreadsheet. Word processing spreadsheet. That what? Presentation. So this is about application software. Okay, word processing. What's the meaning of word processing? Pute? We have a create letters, no? Create letters. Documents. Spreadsheet. Do what? Calculations. Presentation. Create presentations. Create PPTs. Something like that. What do you mean by the operating system? Operating system also. It's a main control program. Main control program in your computer.
Yeah.
Right? What are the utility software? That is support applications. Supports applications to the computers. So by next week, Pute, next week we'll start start from here, because we want to dig into what are the application software. We have came across some of them, but we have to know all the features, and we should know what are the system software, specifically what are the utility software. For example, we have interpreters, we have debuggers, we have translators, we have compilers. Those are utility software. We have an antivirus guard, we have a performance optimization softwares, we have a defragmentation applications. Lot of utilities are there, like to manage and control and keep our computer in a safe environment. That is called utility software. For example, let's say in your house, without water, without electricity, or without